today we are making crème brûlée.
Yay! Crème Brûlée, which is French custard, baked custard with glaze on top, sugar glaze on top. That's really, really good.
And today we're going to make a mocha flavored crème brûlée.
Yes, so join us as we cook it and stick around for the very end where we have some tips and tricks for you.
Let's get cooking.
Yahoo!
Here's our ingredients. There's a whole lot of eggs in there.
Yes, and everything else with the exception of the cane sugar and the chocolate, that's for the custard. So you'll see it all go in.
Our first thing we're going to do is separate those yolks from the whites, but we're going to be using the yolks instead of the whites.
Yes, because you use egg yolks for custard, and that's part of the reason why it thickens.
Yeah. We're going to be heating our cream up. Only half of our cream though.
Yes, and you'll see we use the rest of the half of the cream later. And here's our seasonings. That's half of the espresso. I'm going to put in the rest of it. There it goes. And this is just instant powdered espresso. It gives it a good flavor.
And then we've got our cocoa powder.
Yeah, and that gives the chocolate flavor for the mocha. So we're just going to mix these in a little bit together. And then we add, what do you think we have to add?
We have to add some salt.
Salt, yeah. Salt just improves the flavor a little bit.
And lots of sugar.
Tons of sugar because, this is a dessert after all. And that was some vanilla extract.
And now we're going to heat this up to a boil.
Yep, just to boil, and we're going to stir it constantly so it doesn't burn or scald. And then we'll take it, turn off the heat. And now we're cooling it. We're adding the rest of that cream and stirring it in so it's not too hot when we add it to the eggs.
Because we don't want those eggs to cook before it's time.
Yeah, that would be bad. You don't want omelet inside your custard. So the other trick here is you just add a little bit of the cream mixture at a time and whisk it in so you don't get a lot of hot liquid in the eggs. It really wasn't a problem though.
We're straining our custard so it's a nice and smooth mixture.
Yep, just in case there's little clumps in there. And now I'm adding the custard into the ramekins, which are the little baking dishes.
And they're really cool because they're like the perfect size.
And that water keeps the custards from getting too hot. It bakes them slowly. And into the oven they go. Yay!
Yay! Now comes the fun part.
Yep.
The caramelization of the sugar on top.
Look at that blowtorch. Yeah, it's fun to watch this as the blowtorch action. You keep the blowtorch moving all the time.
It's really cool.
And there it is. We finished these off with some espresso beans, chocolate covered espresso beans, and a couple
chocolate shavings.
Yeah, chocolate shavings.
Here's our taste testers. They have to break through that caramelized sugar to get to the custard underneath.
That's part of the fun of crème brûlée. And
it is.
Yes, I love crème brûlée. It looks like Noah's satisfied.
Yay!
That was so good. I love this crème brûlée. But what are the tips that we have?
Our first tip is make sure you strain your custard mixture. You don't want a lumpy custard.
No, because the lumpy custard is nasty. Yeah, and the second hint that we have for you is, these custards are done when you jiggle them ever so slightly, and they still jiggle. You don't want them to be firm, but it shouldn't look like a liquid jiggle. So you'll take them out. They'll firm up a little more after you take them out.
What's our last hint?
Oh yeah, the last hint. Make sure you use a good torch. You saw mine. It doesn't have to be that crazy, but using a torch really is the best way to get a nice glaze on top. Some recipes that you'll see online will say use the broiler. Don't do that. It's hard to get control when you're doing that. Plus, it's fun using a torch. So that's it for our tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did,
please like and subscribe.
Yes. And until next time,
Dobro
Hut.